predict your future like you've never seen before.
Welcome to Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Wednesday, June 13th, 2018. I'm Astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Well, guess what? I am here in Dallas. Yeah, that's right. Just got here. I have a big show Saturday night, so all the Texans, everybody around the area, let's go. Tickets available now at leokingevents.com. But before we take a look at all the planets, let's take a look at the Leo King's planet energy meter to understand where all the energy is for your Wednesday. And I am sending you lots of great energy. I am sending you lots of love and light. And I'm hoping that you have an awesome, amazing, and spectacular, wonderful Wednesday. And it's a new moon, by the way, too. And of course, it's a new moon, but this one's got a lot going on. So we're putting it at the extreme position. Beep, beep, beep. That's right. Extreme, because we got this new moon gonna be exact today in Gemini, a very curious new moon, right? Lots to ponder in our life. There's a lot of questions on the table emotionally in our soul, especially with Mercury that's just entered into Cancer. How we really feel about things. Where are our feelings? We're swimming in our feelings and trying to understand, want to try to communicate it, but I think it might be a little difficult. That's because Venus is on the last degree of Cancer today, and it's getting ready to come into Leo tonight and get ready for its big square to Uranus and Taurus. The first one we're going to have since the 1930s with Venus and Leo square Uranus and Taurus. So this is going to be a new vibe for all of us, or most of us at least. And I think that what this is what is this quality of our happiness, of what we really feel? You know, there's so many spectrum of feelings and colors, I like to say, about our feelings. And you know, the question is, how do we express them the way we want to? We've got Mars on the South Node in Aquarius, which is real ramped up. Even though it is slowed down, right? It's ready to go retrograde here on June 25th or 26th, depending on where you are. And so it's like we, want to break free to what we want in our life. And there's a lot of that air energy going on, right? We got Jupiter retrograding in Scorpio. So there's a lot of this internalization. There's a lot of this wanting to break through. But yet, how to do that? How to do that comfortably? Mercury, remember, is starting to make its entrance into Cancer. That means it's going to start opposing Saturn. So there's like serious things on the table that aren't easy for maybe some emotional things to be dealt with. We're definitely moving with this Venus at the last degrees of Cancer, where we could kind of feel, I'll be honest with you, with this new moon, like, I don't know if I'll be able to deal with things or be able to get through things. Yes, you will. You're going to have to find very deep emotional courage, I guess is a good thing, and see what is a better, higher quality in your life and apply that quality, and it's going to be tough. This is Saturn and Capricorn retrograde times. This is a new moon with a very odd angle to Pluto. It's not exact, but it's within 2 degrees. So, transformation into doing tough things is not an easy thing. And it's like we try to tell ourselves different stories or look at the problem from so many different angles at so many different issues in so many different ways that we can become a little bit neurotic about things. And even though this new moon isn't exactly squaring Neptune, there is this Neptunian element that I think is part of this, which is, one, it's a sensitive time in our lives. And there is the confusion of not knowing which direction to take all this, especially mentally and factually. People have always told me, when you get into crazy positions like this, put it on paper. What are the pros and what are the cons? And I think that this new moon is about what are the pros and what are the cons in our projects and our relationships and in the things that we are emotionally processing heavily. Remember as well, Chiron, right, which is in Aries, is now having Mercury start its square to that. So that is a defeating energy. Like, I want this in my life, but I'm unsure if I can understand the emotions or want to deal with the emotions that are there. And on top, we got Venus starting to square Uranus. But we got Mercury sextiling Uranus, which says quality, better life. So I think that there's, this pro and con thing that we're working out. And what are the highlights? What are the lows? And at the end of the day, you're the only one in your head that can make that true decision. And that could be a little bit difficult at sometimes. That could be a little bit hard for us. But at the end of the day, this earth energy that's around during this air with Saturn and Pluto and Capricorn and all this Uranus and Taurus energy is really asking for us to find that better quality, take that tougher road. But with all this Cancer energy and Venus finishing in Cancer today, it's not easy. You know, we want to try and protect or try and save things or try and, more importantly, not deal with things because maybe it's a little bit too emotionally difficult to deal with. So we try and think of a million ways to avert the difficult things to do. And that is definitely something that this new moon is trying to say we need to bring up. Remember that the next new moon will be a partial solar eclipse. So we are entering eclipse time here after this new moon, the sensitive times that make things in big chapters turn. And on top of that, the next new moon, we will have Mars officially retrograde. So this new moon is definitely more significant than maybe you realize as a turning point in your life that you have to start to really process and really work out those deeper emotions, which might be extremely confusing. But really, are you the one causing the confusion over averting difficult emotional situations? Card that we got for the day is the Temperance card. So it's interesting that we got this card up. The Temperance card is always about taking your time, finding everything is in divine order, and listening to our guides, listening to our angels, and looking for that more prosperous, beautiful place. But you know, beautiful places like Earth probably were not built in a very beautiful way. We've got volcanoes, we've got earthquakes, we've got tectonic plate slipping, we've got, tsunamis, we've got, big boulders that barrel back into each other to create sand, and there's a lot of intensity. And I think that beauty comes when sometimes we have to make some of the more tougher choices in our life. Thanks so much for all your support. I truly appreciate it, and I will see you tomorrow.
Future Life. Wake up to your future like you've never seen before.